Hola, from the west side. It is me, DCThePurpleDiva. Welcome to Not So Random Chat. Happy Tuesday. Hey, Darren. For most of us, today was the first day back to work. So it probably felt like a Monday. I know it felt like a Monday for me. I have a couple of things I want to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is some YouTube stuff. It's really not that. It's not surprising, but it's sad at the same time. There is a bigger YouTuber, and when I say bigger, I mean I think she's got well over 100,000 folk. Strong Mommy Chrissy. And most people know about her. I think she has 9 kids. And I do not believe she has made 30 yet. I think she will be 30 this year, maybe. But she has 9 kids. Not by 9 different guys. However, I believe several are by the same father. Her husband, because I don't think she's divorced yet. But anyway, needless to say, apparently during this corona environment, and I do follow her, so don't hate me for following her, but she's entertaining. But during this corona environment, okay, so she lived in Nevada and she has moved to Texas. Apparently she met some dude, and said dude was somehow invited back to her home with her children there. And somehow, I guess they got it on, however you want. And he has new pictures of her and, knows where she lives, knows she's on YouTube, all this stuff. And apparently her information is up on Lipstick Alley. Now, let me just say, I have said on more than one occasion, that when people get doxxed, people get hurt. So in this situation, she was on this morning crying on her channel saying she's gonna get off of YouTube, and she's been on YouTube for almost 10 years. And I don't believe she has another form of income outside of YouTube. Not that she can't, but that she doesn't. And she makes a pretty good bit of change off of YouTube. Let me just say that. But I know we're all in need of companionship. I've personally stated that we are social creatures and that this isolation gets to people. But let me just point out something. Even if I was a younger woman, in my prime, and I were going through this particular situation, and I was single, so to speak, because I'm separated from my husband as she is in a situation, I would still not be out there getting random. Hey, Terry, random. She got some random, and now because she got some random, her information is, at least at this particular point, it's just pictures. They haven't put out her home information. Hopefully he won't, but from what some people are saying, The dude is not the most upstanding citizen. And they're saying that she may not even know his last name, so she can file a police report, like a restraining order to keep him away from her house. Strong Mommy Chrissy, the one with 9 kids. She picked up some random doing this current situation and felt comfortable enough to take the dude back to her house. So now he knows where she lives, and potentially the whole world will know where she lives. And she took some indiscriminate pictures with him. Now let's just talk about taking nude photos for your man. I don't do it. Because even before the event of social media, the internet was still around, and there were still shady guys out there who would float pictures. And not saying that I went out with any guys like that, but you don't know what somebody's going to do after you're not with them. But I don't think that was a wise decision on her part. But, she's got 9 kids, and she doesn't have 9 kids by the same person. So that already gives you an indication that she's made some unwise decisions. And I don't think that she was thinking clearly, because I don't think that she intentionally put her kids in danger, or I don't think she thought that she was putting her kids in danger. She's just trying to get her some. But in this, in the world that she lives in this YouTube world, you can't be like that. Especially if you are a bigger YouTuber who is recognizable. Like, nobody knows who I am. I'm not that big a YouTuber. But if I continue to grow my channel got to be a big channel, like like the Tasha K's of the world and the Lovely T's, then you would have had to been taking precautions the whole time. Once you put yourself on social media of any time, even on Facebook, don't put all your information out there, and then at the same time, don't, when you meet people, give them information. If you're gonna meet some guy, mommy has to have fun too. You could have met him out. The parks are open somewhere, sitting on a bench. Got to know who this person was before you brought him into your home. And before you had intimate relations with him. Intimate relations. I'm just being nice. Now, see, this is the type of behavior that DS1 was talking about yesterday on his live stream yesterday. He was talking about women who have garden tool behavior. And, I don't know Strong Mommy Chrissy. I actually happen to be a supporter of her channel. I find it very interesting. She's got all these daggone kids, but she's found a way to make a hustle on YouTube. Can't fault her for that. But why in God's name would you bring some random guy that you just met when you just moved back to Texas? Because I believe she lived in Texas before. You've just moved to the state. You don't know nobody here. You just got into a place, so what now? Is your landlord is this putting you, in jeopardy as to where you're living? Because now somebody knows where you live and you're on a social media star. Hey, Disney Addicted. Okay, well, this is a not so random chat. Right now, what I'm talking about is Strong Mommy Chrissy, one of the other content creators on here, and an unfortunate situation that she's gotten herself into because of her popularity on the platform, I feel. But it's nice for you to come in. Feel free to say hi to everyone. We're all nice up in here. You guys, there's so much doxing going on. But in this situation, although, oh boy, put her information out there on Lipstick Alley, which that's not a good thing. I don't see that he's put her address out. It's just embarrassing pictures at this point. I don't know how I don't know how this dude convinced her to take these pictures, or did she just take them because she was trying to impress him? I don't know. And how good, she thinks she looks because, she's had 9 kids. And I believe she had the last one as recently as last year. So she literally moved from Nevada. I don't believe all of her kids are with her. I believe one of her children is with their father. And I believe the father of that child is in Nevada. So 8 of her children are with her. I believe 8 of her children. Hey, Darren, I saw that live stream that you put out earlier on your StreamYard. I'm going to have to take a look at it. I want to see what you put on there, see if I can learn something. Because I'm sure there's some things that I could be doing with StreamYards that I'm not doing. And I know a lot of people are trying to flock over to Zoom. However, I'm not. I like using Zoom for like my rehearsals and stuff. But I believe on Zoom, you're putting, I don't know. Sometimes your personal information can get out there if you're on your phone. So I don't know. I'm not saying I'm not a fan. I don't know if I'm going to jump over there because they're cheaper than StreamYard, because I believe they're $15 a month. But sometimes you get what you pay for. So I'm gonna just see how other people did with the Zoom service. Especially as a lot of people are going back into their offices, and they'll have a lot less uses of other people. I'm gonna see how the ones that are deciding to use it on YouTube fare with it. Because for me, she does have a lot of kids, Terry. For me, since I already have over 1,000 subscribers, and I gotta start networking again, because I'm losing some subscribers. Not a lot, just a few. but I lost like 15 subscribers. I don't know. I think YouTube is purging again, so they generally do that. That's what I'm saying, Terry. I use Zoom at on my laptop for my rehearsals, and my laptop says DC, and my phone says DC's phone, because I already had put that in my phone. So when I got onto Zoom, it automatically said DC's phone. It says DC's iPhone. So, but yeah, if you have your government name in your phone, then you have to go in there and change it. But people will see it, before you can change it. That's the thing. So if you don't want your government out there, but if you look at some of my videos, I put my name on my videos, kind of, sort of. I put the name that I use. I put my pen name on my videos. That's what I've done. What I write under. That's not really my government name, though. The government name's long. It doesn't need to be on YouTube. And it's nobody's business unless I want them to know it. But yeah, that's the thing about Zoom. And I don't know how secure Zoom is. That's my thing. I'm not saying that StreamYard is all that secure or anything like that, but I heard that they've had security issues with Zoom. And, but people are doing all kinds of calls over Zoom. Let me tell you. Because I've had calls with my son's caseworkers at the regional center over Zoom. They did a virtual town hall over that. The only ones I haven't had it with is Social Security. Now, we ran back and forth last week and couldn't get on the phone with each other, so we're going to have to get on the phone this week, because I was told that I needed to talk to them if my son did not get his stimulus check. So I'm going to talk to them because he did not get a stimulus check. Which, by the way, the Mitch McConnell is saying that it looks like they're going to have to do another stimulus. He doesn't seem to be happy about it. But what's the unemployment rate right now, y'all? Even though society's opening back up, are all the people who lost their jobs, do they now have a job today? Do they have jobs today? I'm just wondering. Are the people who were looking for jobs when this started, have they gotten a job? And what about the people who didn't even bother to file for unemployment because they don't qualify for it? All those people who are gig workers and everything, or self-employed people who technically don't qualify for unemployment? What about them? I know the movie industry is not back in session here in the Los Angeles area. I can tell you that. Well, not on a major scale. They're doing little stuff like what we're doing for the production that we're doing. We're literally doing a movie on several locations at people's houses. No, nothing out on the street, because we have to do the social distancing thing. And then when we do this, we have to figure out where people can be when they're not in the scenes in the place that we're going to be in for the days that we're going to be doing the filming. That's the kind of stuff that Hollywood is doing right now. That's the kind of stuff that the TV industry is doing right now. They're doing things that they can do at, like that. But anything that they have to do outside, it's not happening. And it doesn't even matter where in the world, because, it's the world. The world is like this. The world is just now opening back up, except for Sweden. Let's keep in mind, Sweden never closed. And has anybody seen anything horrible happening over there? Hospitals filling up? Have we? We haven't seen anything like that happen, have we? It makes you wonder the question that I posed last week as to why the United States, a country that only holds 5% of the entire world population, has the highest count of people. And our death toll has continued to go up. Now it's starting to plateau, and it's not as bad as it was before. But what about when this comes back? Are we going to close the country down again? Are we going to end up doing that again? I don't think that's going to happen. At this particular point, I believe 45 is praying and hoping and praying that he's done enough for him to get back into office with little to no resistance. However, it appears that Joe Biden has woken up and is now out there talking. He's out there talking. So he apparently was upset because I guess he was outside and he was wearing his mask, and his wife was with him, and she did not have one mask. And so 45 made a comment, but he claims that he wasn't really saying anything. But what he said was he found it odd that he had on a mask with his wife. Okay, well, maybe he had it on because he had just been someplace other than with his wife. I don't know. They weren't inside, and maybe he was doing it to show others that they should too put on a mask. Since clearly 45 is not going to be the example. He's not. So I'm not expecting it from him. My expectations from him are, I have a low expectation level for him. I'm quite frankly surprised that he even fought for churches and houses of worship. I'm surprised he did that. But, let's get back to Strong Mommy Chrissy, because this is probably the worst situation of doxing. Because clearly this doxing wouldn't have happened. Her pictures wouldn't be up on Lipstick Alley if she wasn't on YouTube. I can't even speak to what possessed her to take this gentleman back to her house and then to get into an intimate situation with him when her children were, I believe, in the house. I'm just going to say, I only have one child, and my son's now an adult. But when he was younger, it took a long time. Once his dad and I split up, I didn't just bring people around him right away. It took a while. Because, I needed to see what they were about. And if they did happen to come, to my house, he wasn't there. He was not there. Thankfully during that time, my mom was alive, so he could be with my mom at her house, or he would be at his dad's. But and I certainly would know somebody's first and last name if I was going to put myself into an intimate situation with them. Nicknames, I need to know your name. What's your name, Pookie? Exactly. I'm like, if he have his own place, you couldn't go to his place? Is it like that, girl? That you got to bring him back there with your children? Wow. And she apparently makes a very good living off of this, but she says that she just feels like this is the worst thing, and she's afraid that the guy is going to put out where she lives. And I believe that's happened to her before. When she was in Nevada, people found out where she was. Because I knew she was, I believe, in the Henderson area. But she should know better, because most of the bigger YouTubers are very careful about people knowing where they live, especially if they are not, in a relationship with someone who's there to protect them and have their back. But she's in Texas, so, she should be able to get a gun with no problem to protect her house. Your mom didn't date until your sister graduated from high school. Well, I didn't. Let's see. I was able to, but only because my mom was there. But I still didn't really date. I ended up in another relationship. I've ended up in relationships, but what I'm saying is nobody met my son like right away. It just wasn't part of the party. And I certainly wouldn't bring him to my house. I don't know, most guys I know, when I was back in my, 30s, and even in my 20s, they had their own place. Before I was married, they had their own place. After I was married and divorced, they had their own place. And I guess I was surprised because I only had one kid. So that means they only had to deal with one, ex-husband. But if I had 9 kids like she does, at this particular point, it would just be about me and my kids. I would not be out, especially she's got one child who is still in diapers. And she's not even divorced. Do you hear what I'm saying? She's not even divorced. Now, granted, he did leave. But get the daggone divorce. Take care of the paperwork. Just because he moved on and is trifling enough to be with some other chick and, not taking care of his kids doesn't mean that you got to be that kind of, you got to be doing that kind of stuff. And it's just too soon. I would have been much more careful about this. Couldn't she wait? I mean, I don't know. Hell, let me not even say that because I don't know. I don't know her situation. But I'm just thinking, it can't be that serious during this time. That can't be what you needed in order to, get you through. Because now it's just made the situation so much worse. Now she's on lockdown or coming out of lockdown, and she got to deal with this nonsense. Because I did see some stuff out on there. I didn't go searching for the pictures because I ain't trying to see the pictures of this girl. But I saw a whole lot of comments out on Lipstick Alley. A whole lot of comments. And then, now I listened to the replay of her chat. And I had to laugh because my girl Toffee Tastic was up in there. Toffee was up in there. I just have to lie. They kicked her out of the chat. I think she got blocked. I think Strong Mommy Chrissy blocked Toffee. Y'all know how Toffee is. She was saying some truths that Strong Mommy Chrissy didn't want to hear. She didn't want to hear nobody telling her that it might be her fault that this situation happened. She don't want to hear that. She just wants people that are sympathetic and, are going to be a shoulder to cry on right now, because she feels she's been victimized. But I feel, and I love you. I love you, Strong Mommy Chrissy, girl, but girl, you just need to make better decisions. You need to handle this stuff. You need to put your big girl panties on. Find out this fool's last name if you don't know it, as they allegedly say. Get a restraining order for him. Put a security system on your place with lights and night sensors in case some fool come around, and go get yourself armed since you live in the state of Texas, where the law is stand your ground. Protect you and your kids. Since you don't have a man there to do it. I'm just telling you what you need to do. I don't think that, and if you're going to get off of YouTube, honey, don't do it until you find another source of income. If you don't want to come on live, just put your little videos out so you can make sure you get your hours and get your views, so you can get your YouTube chat. While this is going on, you don't come on live until you feel comfortable. If you feel it's necessary to move again, I'm saying I wouldn't do that at this point. You just got there, girl. But, she's going to do what she's going to do. And then some people are saying that she's potentially about to be evicted from where she is, and that's why she's coming on camera and crying and boo-hooing and telling everybody this story, and that this, so I don't know. But there is something over on Lipstick Alley, so I don't think she's lying about that. But, when you're a mother I mean, some people don't want to hear this, but the truth is that when you are a mother, you can't. There's some things that you may want to do that you can't do. Yeah, moms want to have fun too. I understand. That's that millennial mentality. But the thing is that when you decide to become a mother, you are living for someone else. The father should be involved, and in most situations, even though they like to pretend like Black fathers are not there, the fathers are there. So, but still, you can't stop being a mom because daddy's not there, and you need a little affection and stuff, all that kind of stuff. It's gonna have to wait. You got to take care of your children. And see, this is what she said she was going to be doing. This is the words that came out of her mouth. Out of her mouth. When, all the stuff blew up last year and he left and went back to, I believe, one of his other kids' mama. Craziness. And she was just going to concentrate on her and her kids. Okay. What happened to that, Chrissy? What happened to you just concentrating on you and your children? I think she needs to go back to that, get her Strong Mommy Chrissy brand back intact, get her merch up, do what she needs to do to take care of her kids. And if she doesn't have another form of income, now would not be the time to quit YouTube unless you got another check coming from somewhere that we don't know about. Hey, Shoddy World, how are you? But, there's women out there that just want to do everything all by themselves and everything. I'll tell you in a minute. I was not a single parent by choice. I was married. I had a husband. It was two of us. But then it was just me raising our son for the most part. So I wouldn't be, there's just sacrifices that you have to make if you are the one that's raising the children. And I say the same thing to a single father who is raising the children. He can't be out there wilding out either. But these young people, they don't understand. They don't understand. And I don't know what. I think it's unfortunate because it was Gen Xers who are their parents that showed them the way. Unfortunately, many in this generation got out there and decided they were going to do it by themselves. They didn't need a man, and they were going to do all this by themselves, but they wanted to have the kids and all kind of stuff. And it's like, stop it already. This is not what we want to do. Because now here we are in a situation where she's left unprotected, and this person could be a potential predator. How does she know that he didn't just get with her because he wants to get close to her kids? Is she really thinking? I don't think she's thinking. I don't think that she's thinking. But that's like other, I guess that would be like some of the ones who are getting involved with other content creators as well on here. The cyber romances that try to become real romances and stuff. It's like, if you got kids, what are you doing? It's just, My opinion, you know, because I'm sure that when I was younger, if I had been out there wilding out, you know, with my son, especially with the condition that he had, man, y'all, somebody would have pulled me to the side and asked me what the hell was I doing. You know, but I think maybe because I had, you know, I have a child that has special needs, that would definitely keep me focused on not doing crazy stuff and probably being selective about who the heck I'm going to be with, because, you know, I'm going to be selective about who I'm going to bring around my kid. You know, it's just, some people don't have common sense. You know, common sense is a good thing, you know, but everybody don't have it. And this is clearly a case of she didn't have no common sense. Like, why would you think that this was a good time? You know, now everything is starting to relax. All of the everybody's starting to open back up. So probably I'd say by the end of the summer, you'll start to see a little bit more, you know. I mean, churches are about to open back up. Restaurants are opening back up. And I guess they're finally about to allow salons and nail shops and everything to open back up. So all those women who've been out there dying to get their nails done will be able to go get their nails done, get those manicures and those pedicures. So they hopefully they've been, you know, cutting their toenails so they don't have claws. Maybe they've been doing some stuff themselves at home, hopefully. You know, but I know a lot of women are dying because they haven't been able to get their hair done. But they're a natural girl like me. See, my hair's some braids. I just needed one beauty supply place that had the hair for braiding that I needed, and there's several that are open in my area, thankfully. You know, because they were able to get themselves as essential businesses because of certain things that they carry in their, you know, specific beauty supplies. But there's only like 3 in the area that were open. Now I guess more are going to open up. So we'll see how this works. We shall see. You know, I hope, you know, that things work out for Strong Mommy Chrissy. But, you know, not that she's going to come listening to my little channel, but I put it out there. Girl, put your big girl panties on and do what you need to do around your house. As far as safety, you live in Texas. The law says you can own a gun to protect yourself. If you don't know how to use a gun, please go get some lessons and know how to fire it safely. You know, and then also have it in a safe lock box. Let me say that too, away from the children. If you don't want to do that, make sure you have a loud security system around your house and a big bat. And maybe a few very large knives. You know, because everyone doesn't want to touch a gun. So I'll take that. But everything's starting to open back up. We're going to see how this works. It's still going to be a slow process. I think it's going to take the summer, you know, for things to gradually open back up. And then in the fall, we're going to be right back in in this situation if people do not continue the social distancing. Some people are doing it. Some people are doing it. Many of us are doing it. But, you know, the county that I live in, over 2,000 people have died. Whereas the counties around me have less than 200. One has less than 40. One has less than 150. Crazy. But Los Angeles County, which basically is the size of New York City, the entire county. So I guess it's not surprising that the death toll in this particular county is similar to the city of New York, and why cities in Los Angeles County were watching things in New York. But New York is just as hesitant about opening up as California has been. It's everybody else that's been busting to open up. Everybody else. I know. You win. We had a bet. I know y'all trying. What is she talking about? We had a bet that at 8:30 tonight that my son would not have taken his shower before 11. The water just came on. We can hear it down, you know, where I'm sitting. So that's what we just had the conversation. That's what that little side note was about. I don't know what that boy's issue is with taking a shower. Doesn't he understand that cleanliness is next to godliness? You know. So it looks like hopefully the job market is going to start to open back up. Well, it is starting to open back up. But hopefully it'll open up, you know, faster. Hopefully. You know, but there's a lot of places that are hurt. It looks like Hertz. Y'all know Hertz Rental? Did y'all know that they filed a Chapter 11? And that they're like selling Hertz cars right now? Now, I'm sure they're not the only ones, but it's about to get crazy. You might be able to buy, if you're in the market for a car, but you know, those cars from the rental companies, those are really, even though they do, you know, do maintenance them on a regular basis, you know, people trash those cars. They drive them crazy. They don't drive them nicely because they're not their cars. So yeah, on second thought, that might not be a good, if you want a car that's going to be around for a minute. But it looks like they've been hurt. I know some people that work for Hertz too. I guess people haven't been renting cars. They haven't been going anywhere. So nobody is renting cars. So they're just sitting there all day long. Nobody renting cars. Well, I guess nobody's been flying. So who would be renting the cars? Because mainly, you know, a lot of times people rent the cars when they're going in and out of town. Generally, you're not going to get out there. You're not renting cars outside of those times. Not from places like Hertz Rental Car. The other type of car is when you're doing a lease. That's totally separate situation. Oh, I'm thinking that, for our discussion, Terry, I was thinking, you know, that we can talk about some of the cultural differences, kind of explain. I wanted you to explain some of the things that are going on. I think we can talk about some of the things that are going on in Africa toward versus here within our Black culture, and how, although we are in different places, we've both been enslaved, so to speak. They through colonization, us through, being forced to be Americans. That's one of the ones. And then I really wanted to get Uppitty's take on the Islamic movement, and just based on her I wanted to get her take on her experience of living over there, and just how culturally different they are from us, even though we're all Black people. But yeah, that's why I think I wanted us, the three of us, to get together to kind of brainstorm. So maybe when I go look at Darren's thing, because I know it's going to tell me how to do it, I can set up like a private StreamYard with just the three of us to talk. So I'll figure that out so we can get together and decide what we're going to talk about. All of us together. Because I think we all have different perspectives, and I think it will be interesting to also find out about our different quote unquote Black experiences. Growing up in, different parts of the country and in different generations, and with, just different life experience to this point, that kind of stuff too. It's gonna be some stuff. That's why I just but to start out, I think I want us to get together privately, and the three of us just talk. My phone keeps wanting to update. I guess there's an Apple update. I guess there's an iPhone update that I keep saying not now too. I hate it though, because when they download, I'm just gonna let it do it tonight when I'm sleeping. Yeah, so I figure, because I know Darren talked about a lot of different stuff on his thing. And I saw what was going on, but I was drowning at work. So I could only listen to music while I was working. They're talking about that arrest right now in Minneapolis on the news here on the West Coast of that gentleman where that police officer kneed him and he died later. I think the guy lost his job or he quit now. The police officer I'm speaking of. So what, in his many months, we've had two Black men just die for no reason. One at the hands of current law enforcement, the other at the hands of retired law enforcement. And these videotapes, y'all, these videotapes, they just tell us a story.
Like you believe what Will Smith said.
You know?
It may not even be getting worse. It's just getting videoed now.
Oh, yeah, it's getting videotaped. Yeah.
It's always been like this.
So Minneapolis is tore up the streets about this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, think about it. We had Eric Gardner. I mean, and let's go back to Rodney King, which if that hadn't been videotaped, you know, they would have been able to tell us whatever they wanted to tell us about what happened. And they still tried to tell us that our eyes did not see what they saw. They still tried to explain it away. You can't explain away people senselessly killing black men, killing black people. I mean, it just keeps happening. And I think it now what it is that we are just knowing about it more and more and more. We just knowing about it more. And people are just showing their good color, their true colors. And I truly believe that they're doing it because they don't feel that anything will be done to them. I mean, heck, look at Amber Geiger. You know, look at her. And let's just sit around and wait and see what happens with, you know, the situation in Gwinnett County, Georgia.
Not guilty.
You know, let's just see what happens there. I don't know.
Rodney King said not guilty.
Because it just always seems that whatever we saw, our eyes are playing tricks on us.
He was resisting arrest.
Yeah, it's on the internet, and there's also video out there of the huge crowd at the Minneapolis Police Department. Now, I've been to Minneapolis, and although we are there, there's way more of them than there are of us. Because, you know, we don't really like that cold. It's freezing up there. And everybody lives, you know, I call them the gerbil trails because they go through tunnels and everything to get around everywhere in the downtown of Minneapolis and in St. Paul. Some of those people never come outside all winter long. They never come outside. So they don't really deal with the cold. But it looked like it was like thousands of people who were like, you know, it was like basically F social distancing. What you gonna do about this officer who was clearly out of pocket? I mean, why did he think he should put his knee in this man's neck? Similar, it just makes me think of the Eric Gardner situation. Which was also videotaped. Well, let me come on camera. Now I've been on here rambling to you guys for an hour. And y'all know me. Let's see. Hey everyone. Oh, I have it turned up. There we go. So you can actually see me. Yeah, I had it up because I had a Zoom meeting earlier for the play, and I was standing up in part of the meeting. But thank you guys for coming out and hanging out with me tonight. I will be back on tomorrow. I will have some other things to talk about. But yeah, definitely, Terry, I will get with you guys this week. Drop your email in my chat, not in the chat, in the comments on one of my videos, Terry, and I'll email you. I'll email you. But I will see you guys on tomorrow. Thank y'all for being here. The few of you who came out. I know it was later than normal, but I'll be back. I'm trying to get back on schedule once I stop rehearsing every night. But I'll see y'all tomorrow. Till then, I'll see you guys. Peace and blessings from the West Side. See you guys. Until tomorrow. Bye.